how close are we into being in the game? Are we in the game now? We're in the game. 97 seconds.
Bays Boys podcast.
We're still here. You got us on some messed up stuff.
How long have we been here?
Too long.
Almost 2 years.
In the studio, like today? It's been a while.
Well, I'm not even talking about in the studio. I'm not even
just
talking
in
about
general?
I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
I know you got a bunch of stuff on your plate that you've been meaning to talk about for weeks because every time we do an episode, then you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about this and this and this.
I was not prepared for any of that today, so I'm going to let you wheel and deal.
Oh, no.
Give them the kabata.
No.
The kabuta.
Bring it up. You talked about it.
Oh, no. You brought it up. Go ahead, tell them. How did you find out about that sport? Because you're the one that just educated me.
I was having conversations with people, and we were talking about, what's an extreme sport, what things constitute as an extreme sport because of our previous episode.
Yeah. That's right.
And then somebody and I said, well, I think it has to involve a game. There has to be some kind of rules to it, right? You have to be judged in some way or another. It can't just be a super crazy hobby like, squirrel suit, flying suit guys. That's not a sport.
Oh, that's like super niche where you got to build the whole thing yourself type shit?
No,
yeah.
I mean, no, you can buy these flying suits, but I don't think that's a sport. That's more of like an extreme hobby, if you will, right? There's no sport. There's no judging. There's no points.
I mean, yeah, and nobody's jumping in front of you to hit you in the face with a 2x4 while you're parasailing through the Rockies and shit like that.
Right.
So, yeah,
so
I guess.
The only other real extreme sport I could come up with
was
that ball game that the Aztecs used to play, and if you lost, your whole team got sacrificed.
Oh, that's perfect.
I mean, to me, that's an extreme sport,
good.
right?
Seems good.
You put your life on the line for that game. That's extreme as fuck. But then somebody brought up the game from India called Kabaddi. Kabaddi.
We'd read you the rules, but they don't make any fucking sense. And they're super long. Here, I'll read the ones that I remember. Hold on. You score by lifting your foot behind the line while your other foot's in the air. You got to touch one of the 9 guys trying to tackle your ass. It'll look like you're playing tag and freeze tag, but it's really not happening. At some point, somebody gets to tackle you. Your board looks like maybe half of your college dorm room with a few lines in it. So you're really not going anywhere. And what else? And a bunch of gorgeous Indian dudes will knock you the fuck down.
It's a rough game.
There you go. It was crazy as fuck. Now I know too. That's why you never see any of those dudes running around like gorgeous Indian dudes with pomps. They're all hiding in Kabaddi.
No, they're all playing Kabaddi.
Yeah,
they look. I've been wondering the whole time. They all look like the Indian version of Beckham.
Yes, yeah. As Shaggy was happy to point out, Beckham is my favorite. By the way, no, he's not my top favorite, but he's one of. He's amazing.
You're not into Messi.
No.
Oh, God.
Messi looks like. And this is just judging. I'm not judging either of these guys on their talent because they're obviously way talented and beyond whatever. So you have to. I was telling
Shaggy,
Shaggy,
one of the greatest footballers to ever exist.
It's cool. It's cool. You can tell me like, hey, this has got the best stats. That doesn't mean I have to like you, right? I think Beckham's just a little bit more Beckham.
No, you just like the attitude.
Sure. Yeah, it is.
Oh, what about the guy that was in the movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? He used to be a professional footy player.
Which one?
The guy, the hitman.
Bulletooth?
Yeah.
Bulletooth Tony, is a pro football player for real.
He used to be, yeah.
The tall guy, the one who smashes the dude's head in the car, has the kid run around with him. Really?
Yes. You should watch some of the old videos of him.
Oh, he's now my favorite.
He was dirty.
He's like my second favorite.
He was dirty.
Oh no, wait, I was thinking of soccer too. Never mind, I was mixing my rugby. No, so
that's
he's
what I'm talking about.
He's my favorite rugby player. Then
he never played rugby.
Oh, soccer. Damn it, he's my second favorite, third favorite. I'm good with that. Shaggy, what did he ask me the other day? Like he said, am I going to support who? Who'd you ask? Argentina or whatever, something? I was like, bro, it's Galaxy. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
You say that to me.
But he also talked about they're bringing the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
To the U.S.
Are we going to that? Are we going?
Where are they going to hold it?
Who cares?
I thought we already learned.
Why do you fucking... I like when Joe Skelly asks me like dumb questions like this. I say like this, hey man, do you want to take over that mountain? He's like, well, did you bring the granola? Like bro's not even worried like we're going to have to take the whole mountain or anything. My man's just like, do you have my favorite granola? Because if not, I'm not feeling it. What? You'd be like going to Burning Man. Hey, you ready for Burning Man? Well, I don't think I got the right notebook. I don't want to go now. Like, there's going to be nasty hippies and drug addicts and thieves and robbers and murderers just running around. My man's like, I don't think I brought the right socks. The fuck is going on?
Listen, after
Here.
what just took place in Burning Man this past year, I'm not interested in going.
No? You don't want to be in their shit pile?
No.
Oh.
Where they were all trapped in mud up to their knees
Yeah.
for, like a week past Burning Man ending.
I'm not going to lie. That's the first time I've ever heard of that happening. Have you heard? I've
No, it's never flooded like that previously.
Oh, okay. So I'm not crazy.
No.
I mean, I've never gone, so I wasn't sure, but nobody's ever been like, hey, last Burning Man sucked because of XYZ.
Right.
Usually they're like, oh, it was good. We did a bunch of drugs. It was dry. Bada boom. We were done.
But here's the other problem is Burning Man's become way too commercial. It's not what it was. Now you get because Burning Man, let's talk about it. Burning Man used to be
going Blink 182 on us.
Burning Man used to be just all the subculture people going out to the desert.
What is it now? Don't tell me they got vendors out there.
Oh, no. But now they get like ultra famous people. It's becoming like Coachella.
Yeah, but okay. This goes back to the old expression that we both know.
It becomes its own city. There's an average of 80,000 people who show up for Burning Man.
Yeah, we already knew that though. I mean,
but it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to keep growing though. In the 90s, most people didn't even know what Burning Man was. Like, and that's the internet's fault. We're not even trying to be like special here. Everybody knows this. Like but it's that expression, right? You live long, I always mess it up. What is it? You die young, the hero, or live long enough to become the villain, right?
Right.
Burning Man was so fucking underground. It's like Silk Road, bro. I still meet adults today who are like, yeah, man, did you see that Silk Road thing? And I'm like, yeah, man, remember when we could get mad discounts and that was only one page? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dog, exactly. What are you talking about? Like, no, I don't. Like, who the fuck cares? We knew about it 20 years ago. We weren't going to go buy your cocaine and get rose petals. Chill the fuck out. Now it's famous because of the internet and a bunch of 20-year-old fucks got nothing better to do than go to Waffle House. Shout out to the Waffle House people that were there yesterday. And, it's everything, brother. You know that. Listen.
It was kind of cool before it became popular.
Punk?
No, that cornfield, that cornfield from the movie Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Until that became super popular, now it's not so cool.
Is the corn that specific cornfield or just cornfields in general? Because now I'm like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Tommy Skelly's still shaking his head about that joke earlier. Listen. Tell them that fucking story you told me about you, Tommy Skelly, driving around with Tom DeLonge from Blink 182 when you guys toured with him.
Oh, right.
Tell me that one.
That didn't
That's
happen.
That's my favorite story.
That never
not
happened.
For the podcast today. All right. I'm going to interrupt right now for at least, let's see how many minutes. We're good right here. It's a shameless break plug. We want to shout out to all of our fans. We've been talking to a lot of you, and by that I mean mostly me. So... Thank you. You're all a bunch of weirdos.
We appreciate you.
Yes. The Basement Weasel family is huge, growing. You're all a bunch of weasel weirdos. I've been talking to some of our, I don't want to sound like racist, but I want to say like some of our prettier listeners, but even those ones are like scaring me.
Oh, okay.
There's just people in the DMs that are saying things to me and I'm like, I can't oblige this, right? That I just carry the bags. I just do this. I'm not doing that. We're not going here. They're like, no, you should be. Ha, ha, ha. No. But shout out to all of you freaks for listening.
Another extreme sport. I'm going to cut in real quick before I forget.
No, we're throwing shout outs.
Okay, throw a shout out.
And thank yous. Thank our listeners.
I want to thank all the listeners.
Thank the Patreon listeners.
Thank all the Patreons.
That you forgot. No, that was Parks. Parks forgot he did an appearance, forgot to thank the Patreon people, but keep going. Yep.
I want to thank all the Patreons. Yeah,
yep.
absolutely.
Thank you for our coffee every month.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We only need like 12 more before you guys get that elevator episode.
12
elevator
more
music
squared. Listen, we've had a lot of stuff going on, but we have fucking amazing news, products, events coming for the summer.
Right.
Everyone's like, the summer's not even over yet. I know, but we're planning ahead.
Shout out to the listeners who enjoy giant bonfires.
Yep.
Wait
a minute.
That's another time.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to the show then. You were going to talk about more barbaric sports. Are we going to talk about Bondi again?
Kabaddi?
Bukati?
No.
Bukaki?
No.
I mean,
that's
Bukati. Right.
No, that's a car.
Ducati.
That's a bike.
Right.
And Kabaddi is the Indian sport from India that is fucking, it's the craziest game of tag you ever saw because people get tackled and just get turned into mincemeat.
It is.
It's pretty amazing.
Listen, they're playing barefoot too.
In some of them, the outdoor versions, they're playing barefoot. I don't
give like that's hard as fuck. You're smashing toes.
Oh, somebody's getting broken feet.
I can't run barefooted down the road a quarter of a mile without breaking a toe. These dudes are fucking fighting barefoot.
Right.
And I get it, the dojo thing, but it's like, bro, that's one little room. These homies are running back and forth and trying to pile on each other. They were like, hey, guys, how could we take rugby and just shrink it down into a smaller course, less people.
Without a ball,
and still have the same fucking rules. I touch you, you touch me, let's fight.
Right. If you've never seen it before, go on the YouTubes, and track it down. It's pretty fucking wild. The other extreme sport, which I was going to talk about, because this is a shout out to one of our listeners, roller derby.
Ah, yes, the Pop-Tart.
Roller derby is rough. Rough. So support your local roller derby team.
It was very.
They don't get enough love for what they do.
You know what was very interesting? I was reading about some of it, and some of them in particular, like I guess there's a difference. Like you can have different courses. So some of them have those rinks that are kind of sideways almost,
right?
Bit.
Like a racetrack,
right? Well, some of them just go on the regular flat ground.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's cool when you're fighting, but now you're just adding in like a whole nother fulcrum of pain. Because you're not even at an angle when you're falling now. You're just dead ass at a standstill, standing up, and some bitch is going to try to knock you down or something. Like, that's a little savage. That's not like, hey, you get what I'm saying? Like, you have a sport. That's why the Kabaddi's so bad. Because football's a sport because they gave them pads, they gave them cups, they gave them steroids, they gave them, what are those cool knee shots so their knees are cool for the game. But in this game, they're like, we're going to take everything from you.
Right.
You're just going to chill here.
You got some knee pads and some elbow pads and a helmet so you don't get
Right.
You don't end up with brain injuries.
Well, shit, that ain't even for the sport, though. That's just from the rollers that you're going to be on.
Right.
I don't think, because if they were giving them pads for whatever, they'd have given them fucking face plates like the hockey players got now.
That's soft.
Ooh, I didn't say that.
Dude, I remember watching one of the last, it was one of the last, I was watching the Stanley Cup. This is years ago. And they had one of the last players in hockey who had been allowed to continue to play without a helmet.
Get out of here.
Yeah. This is years ago. Years and years ago.
So
and he's on the ice not wearing a helmet, but everybody else was.
You saw the very last guy who was allowed to play on the ice without a helmet.
Yep. That was wild. And I'm like, this guy must be 900 years old.
Yeah, you're getting
but he got grandfathered in from like the 70s or the 80s or 90s, whenever they changed the rule.
Man probably couldn't talk. He probably didn't have any teeth.
Now, here's another interesting story. So one time I was in Buffalo, New York, in a punk rock bar after watching a show, right?
And the Amish Mafia stole your shirt while you were hunting for Bigfoot?
And in this punk rock bar, they had giant screen TVs, right? And on these TVs, so Buffalo had an enforcer on their hockey team that was his only job. Ooh. His real job wasn't playing hockey. His real job was just
there for the setup.
They'd be like, go out there and whip this guy's ass, right? And in this bar, they had an endless loop of all of his greatest fights playing on all the screens. And all I could think to myself is, you got this rowdy fucking jukebox. This is a straight punk rock bar. And then you got nothing but hockey fights on every TV in this joint.
I like it.
And this guy would just fight. And they used to say that he would go out to bars out in town and just start fights just because he liked to fight.
Oh, I like this guy a lot. Who is this guy?
I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Dang it. We got to
study that guy. But he was a brutal enforcer.
He reminds me of that skateboarder we always talk about.
And that's the time we got to hang. Oh, by the way, that's the bar that I hung out with the Dropkick Murphys in. Why are you shaking your head at me like that?
Was that after that show last year that
No, that was after the show in
missed?
Buffalo.
Uh-huh. Probably I missed that one too. I must have not been invited in that one. Yeah, all right. Oh, you're gonna come some lame ass excuse like we didn't know each other.
We
or
didn't,
something.
and that was years ago.
Yeah.
That was years
Right,
ago.
right. Okay, right. Let's just, you know what? We're not gonna cry over spilled milk.
Move
but
along.
Sure.
Move along.
Yeah. Give me some grizzly milk here. That's what I need.
Oh, you're bringing that back up?
I need some juice. Juice.
You know, it's getting into hibernation season, so this should be the time they should be restocking grizzly milk.
Listen, if we need a new supplier because ours is not good, and that website is always out of stock.
Yeah, the grizzly
Because
milk
you fucking
website
weirdos keep buying it,
is always out of stock.
and I never get up before noon, so I never make it to the drops.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of things that are going on in the world that are fucked up. A lot of fake things, a lot of AI, a lot of robots, a lot of skin robots, a lot of skin walkers, a lot of voodoos, a lot of brujas, a lot of things and such like that. But you won't find that here. This is the Bays Boys podcast where we bring you nothing but what you need.
Well, I don't know about that, but hey, sure, why not?
Somebody said it. Therefore,
I keep seeing these memes.
True.
They keep trying to reinforce this message.
Listen, they care.
I don't know how real that is.
Somebody should definitely talk to the art department about that.
Do we have any listener mail?
Maybe. Why do you always ask me when I'm getting it ready? You know I'm setting it up.
No, all right,
and then he's
well,
like, I'll just knock him over. Now we got none.
Just set it up.
There's no
Set
more
it up.
now.
Set
There's
it
no
up.
more now.
I-
Hold on.
I will say
What?
I've heard that Snitchbot's been on a rampage.
Oh. Don't you dare even bring that up. He's trying to insult me now. We haven't even been out yet with
that
the bags.
fucking Snitchbot. Somebody needs to.
We haven't been out once.
Hey, if somebody
Listen.
takes a picture of that Snitchbot and sends it to us, we'll send you a sticker. I want to see it. And don't screenshot some bullshit off the internet. It's got to come from your phone.
It's got to have our sticker on it.
Oh.
Yeah, where was that? Where we?
If you have a picture of a Snitchbot with our sticker on it,
Yeah,
we'll
if you
send you a
don't-
replacement sticker.
Yes, sir. And a shirt.
Oh, and a shirt.
Special edition. Listen, there's tons of special edition missions all placed through the podcast, but nobody's ever done them.
Nobody's ever
And if
taken
you
us up
fucking
on it.
uncoded them and figured them out, you'd get the special limited edition shirt that comes with it.
Speaking of decoding, what
But
was that
until you
huge
don't, get
video
the
we
fuck
watched
outta
on the
here.
Y-Files about those guys? Oh, it was Cicada 3022 or whatever it was.
What?
Remember that huge video we watched about some dark web people posted up, if you can solve this puzzle, you can join us?
Oh, yeah. That's the CIA recruiting thing.
That's 100%
Yeah.
what that is.
That's some of that backdoor shit.
That's 100%.
Some scrawny dude that looks like
NSA.
he's never fucking been in a fight shows up at your house and starts talking to you about that one time in third grade where you took your shoe off and beat little fucking Thomas's ass.
Oh, they wouldn't
know?
even talk to you. They would talk to your mom and your neighbors.
Oh, no. But
From,
I'm saying,
like, 35 years
it's
ago.
the last one, though. The last question when he shows up right before, he's like, hey, you remember this? Just to see if you get, like, quote unquote, activated by it.
Right.
That way he knows, right? You're like,
Right.
I don't remember that. Oh, yeah, you're fine. You could be CIA, bro. Here's some money. Go kill some people. Wait a minute. This isn't a political podcast.
Not at all.
Yeah, let's reel it in, guy. Reel it into the horrors. I don't know if this is going to be a short discussion, but we're about in the mid tier. The intro's over. That was our 20-minute intro.
Oh, okay.
Right. Let's get into meat and potatoes because I got to know before we mess around with the listener mail. In fact, we can't really put that off, but we could have maybe. Listen, I need to know why you thought. No, I don't. Hold on. Let me get into this. Listen, I learned something new from a pro. I don't need to fill all the space. Y'all people can fucking wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I learned that.
Oh.
I think that was from Montel maybe. Or Springer. Jerry. Get him, Steve.
You know what I just rewatched because I saw it somewhere? It was a short clip of Sasha Cohen Baron or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
When he went on to that, like, when he did that movie where he was like the art guy, the model and the art. He wasn't Borat, right?
Yeah.
He was like on a Jerry Springer show with a little
That's his
baby.
name. Yeah. Okay,
And they're like, where'd you get your baby? He's like, I swapped him for a fucking iPod.
Oh my god.
And the crowd was losing their mind. And I'm
Right.
like, you all got played by this guy.
He did. Is that the Borat? Is that the movie? The movie where he walked around and pissed everybody off?
Well, it wasn't him, it was Borat.
Oh, it was him and somebody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. That dude is just
Or you go
I
back
can't
and watch.
even tell if it's real. It's
Listen-
so fucking outlandish that I'm like, dog.
You ever
how did
seen
you
him as
not get
Ali G?
shot? Who?
You've never seen his Ali G videos?
What is that?
That's where he got his start. He played like a white Rasta fucking rapper that would do interviews with people.
Oh my goodness.
We'll have to see some of the Ali G videos after
all
this
I know
episode.
is I saw a old boy in a fucking middle of a rodeo singing the Star Spangled Banner with like other lyrics, and I was like, homie, if I was your homie, we would not be homies right now.
This is how you get killed?
Yeah, I'd be going backwards and backwards. These dudes got trailers, they got
Like
boots,
that
they
Simpsons
got pigs.
thing when he
exactly.
backs into the bushes and disappears.
Back it up. Back it up. All right, let's do our listener, and then I'm going to fucking bust into what this episode's really about and the whole reason I made you come down here tonight.
Okay. Was I supposed to be shocked by that?
I swear he just does that. Okay. Here's the question from our boy, Mr. Loom.
Okay.
East. Question: do you think backing up your mind in the computer would be considered a sin? Also, I'd really like to know if you guys review. Also, I'd really like to like it if you guys did a review on the Mandela Catalog. It is a small horror series on YouTube. It's very famous now with many fan games that big YouTubers play. It really creeped me out, and I hope you guys will like it. God dang it. Nope. Bro.
Oh.
No. Nope.
Things are falling in the studio again. There was no reason for that to fall.
Dog, that's been there for fucking weeks.
See?
No. This fucking episode's over. I'm not even joking, bro. You could talk the rest of the time. We're done with this shit. I knew it. I was going to have a longer conversation about this after our other long conversation earlier.
Yes. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
So.
Nope.
What was the first question?
I don't know.
I was just slightly distracted by the falling things in the studio.
Nope. No, motherfucker. Chris, don't even fucking write any more shit about whatever that was. You better go back to reading some fucking shit about Ghostbusters and Mary Poppins, bro, because we done with that. No. Hell no. No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So.
Nope.
We love doing reviews, and I'm sure I can talk Tyler here into watching some stuff and doing a review on it. But he's sitting here kind of petrified right now, so I'm going to keep talking.
Bro, I think we're done with this shit.
We're not done with this episode.
Nope. It ain't about the episode.
Oh.
We got problems.
Oh, well, we'll talk about how
we can't. You know the rule. And I've recently implemented that fucking Navy SEALs practice of if it bumps me in the dark but I don't see it, I can ignore it. But this shit's getting out of control.
Okay. Well, we'll come up with a solution.
No more. Just don't even bring it up. Whoever we're making mad, we got to stop.
Not a problem.
No more Ouija board jokes.
Yeah, none of that
No
shit.
more of that.
Nope.
Pop-Tarts out there like, I'm coming with a box. The fuck you are. We're going to be recording in the parking lot soon because I'm not coming back in this studio. This guy, Shaggy's laughing. That ain't fucking shit ain't funny, bro. Shaggy never left this fucking little area. You don't,
All right.
Nope. Somebody's fucking with shit, and we've been asking too many questions. We're done. Take the podcast back to jokes. Knock, knock. Who's there? Not the fucking ghost. Next one.
All right, I'll tell the joke. I'll tell the three.
Oh, God, my chest hurts.
What do you call a dead polar bear?
Oh, jeez. What?
Anything you want, they can't hear you.
Oh, my God. That's not... Bro, if something else falls, we're getting out of here.
That's
we'll
it?
leave right fucking now.
That's it?
And from now on, we will record at the park.
Okay, not a problem.
Or at the whatever. But I mean, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna have to move.
Yeah, eventually.
Here's my plan. And I've already come up with this a long time ago because as we've discussed, there's probably a bunch of people that died in this studio. But not because we're weird. This place used to be a doctor's office in like the way long time ago, people, before anybody gets freaky. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Nope. Oh, that was it. We're going to need a new studio.
Okay.
Bro, we should not have said shit. And I've been egging you on, and I noticed that as I egged you on, it has gotten worse.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not having a fun time anymore
right.
with this part. We're not going to be doing any more eggies, no more boardies. I almost bought you something the other day that I was like,
nope.
wait a minute, you're getting a little crazy. Do you see that post that I posted on the Instagram the other day, and I got a whole section of books about all these witchcraft spells. I was like, where is all this? These are some pretty covers on these books, man. Could you imagine? Like, do you think in Salem they just had these bright ass pink colored fucking books that were like, witchcraft, do it here.
What did you just said? I'm not going to talk about this anymore, and here you are.
No, that's different.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, there's a difference. There's a big difference. We are not conjuring shit.
No, sir.
And we were talking about conjuring and making jokes, and stuff started moving. That's why I'm like, nope, don't talk about it anymore.
So switch subjects.
Right, but we're still allowed to talk about motherfuckers who are going to go do it on their own.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, we're not going to.
All right.
I mean, we can't stop talking about it.
Just change subjects.
Right.
I've been watching Expedition Bigfoot.
Oh,
and
how's that?
Expedition Bigfoot's always amazing. Because it's real people doing real science. It's not a bunch of yahoos just beating through the woods like, I'm going to hunt me a Bigfoot. It ain't that shit. It's like real shit. They have a primatologist and all kinds of other people.
I think that the work that you and Tom DeLonge did looking for Bigfoot while you guys were on tour was fucking fine. Don't belittle it. You know?
All right.
If you're in the middle of Detroit looking for Bigfoot, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's no Bigfoots in Detroit. I can promise you that.
That's because you already looked with Tom DeLonge. Right. I knew it.
I knew it.
So what'd they find?
Oh, they always find stuff. They found handprints. They found footprints. They found hair samples that when they ran it through the DNA spectrum analysis that it came back to no known DNA.
Is there a possibility that somebody's out there setting these footprints up?
No.
You seem like the type of guy that would own a fucking set of fake footprints.
No.
Whatever you call those things. Feet? I don't know.
No, because they're all different sizes. And the weird thing is, like,
well, yeah,
they get like a little handheld LiDAR now. They don't do plaster casting anymore.
Wow. What, are you trying to date me, bro?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So they use this handheld LiDAR and they scan the prints, right? And then they can 3D model it. And some of these prints, you can see dermal ridges and shit in. Fakes don't have that. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Broaden your horizons. Is it so impossible to believe that there's an unknown primate wandering North America when there's so many people that have heard or seen or have some other evidence of it?
What I don't understand...
Your boy's got narcolepsy.
Yeah, he does. When I don't understand, he's got the stamina of whatever. What I don't understand is, and this is just, I'm not arguing. You know I don't take sides. I just like to sit on the I don't know fence. But how come all the time in history right now today we find shit in the ocean and my man's is just like, oh yeah, it's no problem. He was here 2 million years ago. He must have been chilling down there. But we can't do that for the forest. That's just my question.
Well, I think we're getting more evidence now because we're moving into the habitats.
Oh, of course. But Mike, it's just an overall mentality of it, right? What was the thing we heard? Hold on. One time, you and I were out somewhere. We were at a bar or party or some event. I don't know. But remember that guy that we met? And what did he say? He said, he looked at the other guy and he said, listen, I'm going to change words. It's not exactly what he said, but it was along the lines of this. It was, your black voodoo magic is wrong. And my sensory oils and crystals are correct. Like, remember, he basically looked at one person who was at the party and he said, hey man, that's a big crock of shit. You're following this, but you know what? Let me get you a life crystal. And I was sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? Did fucking Harry Potter just come over and tell Voldemort that he was wrong? Like, my mans, you can't exist in the... What? Bro, this is like one surfer coming out of the beach and telling the other surfer that he doesn't look good wet. But my man, you are wet too. We're both... And this is my point. So we got acclaimed, we got like accredited scientists. I'm talking some motherfuckers that went to Harvard. Listen, I ain't never met no motherfuckers that went to Harvard, okay? I met a bunch of motherfuckers that were supposed to go, but I haven't met any that went. But they all apparently tell us that they're finding, again, mucho pescado from the ocean that are been in there for 10 million years that you just didn't know were there. But we can't find one in the woods. Not even a little bit.
I think it's only a matter of time.
Do you think...
look,
Here's what we need. We're
there
gonna
are
need
animals that we think are extinct, and they show up in the woods.
How about the fucking fact that they're now coming out saying that the T-Rex, that those bones on the T-Rex are not even real? That only the skull is the legit bone that they found, and the rest they fabricated to make.
I have heard this.
Right. I know you've heard it. Of anything I say when it comes to history and this fucking new shit, you're going to know, motherfucker, way before I knew.
There's only one almost complete skeleton.
Right. And they're basically saying that
they got stolen is in Chicago. I think it's in Chicago.
And they're saying that most dinosaur skeletons right now are technically made up. They are not evidence. They are not this. They're not that. We didn't actually find the full T-Rex mini-armed motherfucker running around. They're saying.
Well, how about they're saying that most dinosaurs were covered in feathers?
That's
not scales.
That one we've been hearing the last few years, and I don't have any problem thinking about that. Look at birds. They literally eat shit off the ground and live. They're Imagine if you, as a human, had that digestive tract.
Look at chickens. Chickens will eat anything. They're omnivores.
That's what I said. What did you think?
They'll eat mice. You said birds.
Oh, I meant chickens. That's what I was thinking about. The chicken TV.
Yeah,
that was my point. Well, birds, yes, birds too. How about that fucking seagull or that fucking dude that had the snake that burrows through your esophagus, digging out of his fucking neck? My man swallowed an entire predator and didn't fucking realize it.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
Oh, you are. We saw that. It was a new picture that surfaced and was viral for 5 seconds of a stork flying with a snake burrowing through its neck because that's what the snake does. That's like his
self-defense mechanism.
Yes, sir. Was popping through. Or eel. Might have been an eel. My bad. I said snake, yeah.
Yeah.
My point is, again, is it unreasonable? Is it unreasonable to think? Or it's just not logical. It's just not evident, man. It makes no sense. You can't come and tell me that you found it one place but not the other.
Bigfoot?
No, an animal that predates most human history. Crocodiles, alligators, sharks, bull shark, all these fucking things are saying that have been here, but we also have scientists every day saying they found new ones. And I'm like, bro, if you can find 10 species in the ocean that are newly found,
listen, we know more about outer space than we know about the ocean.
Do you think that's true?
Yes.
How is that possible?
Because we don't explore the ocean.
Why?
Because it's too deep.
Oh, poor babies. Listen, man, I got a homie that rolled down there with a game controller and they were fine.
Oh, wow.
Too soon? Too soon. All right, reel that one in. We'll edit that out for later. I'll save that. Put a pin in that one.
All right.
No, but seriously, I mean, I want to know how. But yes, let's go back to it then. I guess we do need to acknowledge we can acknowledge half of it.
All right.
The first half is it a sin to back up your memory?
Well, this is what we talked about. We talked about, what was that series, Altered Carbon, right? Where they put a chip in your neck and all your memories are stored for your whole life. And if you die, they can just take the chip out, put it in a clone, and then all your current memories are there. I
have a question for our man. Out there in the world, this is my question to him. We're gonna go through his question, sure. But just on the back of my head that just pops off right away. Do you think there's any humans running around with so little bit of sin in their mind that they want to have all their memories printed? Because I'd like to shake that guy's hand. Just curious. I'm just curious.
Listen, what would be the bonus of backing up all your memories?
Well, I think he wants to make it a religious point of view. Because he specifically said, is it a sin?
Okay.
So we're talking souls versus the computers.
All right. So I'll put it this way.
Right.
Storing your memories may not be a sin.
Right.
Right. Is loading those memories into a clone
a sin?
A sin.
Right.
Right. Does a clone have a soul? Because I think that's what the root of this question is.
Right. And listen, before anybody gets crazy with the questions, we're not a religious podcast, but we will talk about almost anything if it's not political.
That's correct.
And since we are directly in the country that says our religion should not be political, we can talk about it.
Right.
We win. I don't know. I think it's fuckery, bro. I think that Oh, I think I'm going to take a lot of flack for what I'm about to say, but
let me ask you the question. You save all your memories, your body dies.
Well, let's unpack.
You're loaded into a new body.
Right.
Are you?
Right. But that's my question. So is it a clone, or did you do the Harry Potter Voldemort fucking, is that how you say his name? Because I always say it wrong, but Voldemort, yeah. Anyways, so did you do the Harry Potter thing where you're just splitting your spirit up into a bunch of little pieces?
Oh,
have you even seen Harry Potter?
No.
Yeah, fuck, I knew it. As soon as I said that, as soon as you did not listen, when you when you've hung out with Joe Skelly as much as I have, you know. And Tommy Skelly said this when we were out partying one day in that sand party. He was like, yo, motherfucker, you really do be standing over here just feeding this guy. And I was like, yeah, I like it. I'm going to put a coin in. I'm going to see what pops out. As soon as I said that, you didn't come back with 5 dynamics. I'm like, yeah, he never saw the movie. So anyways, in Harry Potter, the biggest trick that the ultimate bad guy is doing, that's black magic that you're not supposed to do, is he splits his spirit into items. Then he takes these items and he throws them all over the world. And he buries them and he puts them and he protects them and he puts spells all over them, because he basically says, like, if you kill me, now I have 9 more of me spread all over the world and I can come back.
So here's the question.
And that's
are those 9 pieces the entirety of him? Are they 9 copies, or are they just little sections?
So they're supposed to be, in the book, the lore is that they're sections, which is why you're not supposed to do that quote unquote
because
magic.
It's not complete.
Right. And because it eventually you would essentially be bastardizing the soul. So that's considered black magic when you're, downloading your brain onto the thing. But a person who was even slightly religious and possibly more into technical stuff, because I've met people like this who were not religious and they were only into science, would argue that it's purely for the further betterment of blah, blah, blah. Something, it's science.
So here's the next question. Are your memories just data?
Mm-hmm.
And if your memories are just data, then what does it matter?
Right.
But what's the number one trigger for memory?
Scent. Usually. That's what they say.
It is. It's
I believe it.
100%. Smell is the number one trigger for memory.
Yeah,
Therefore, memories are coupled to other things. So it's not just data by itself. There is a physical response to the data.
Oh, 110%.
Can you separate the two?
I don't think
And if you separate the two, then you're only getting half the story.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very fine line, because there's, if I would like, again, it's not a question of, and I'm still trying to stay on the same line, but I'm trying to look at it from another point of view. Look at the rock opera.
Pinball Wizard.
No. Get out of here. What's that fucking
Tommy?
rock? No,
Tommy the rock opera?
No. What's that rock opera where they come and get your spleen and your lungs and your whatever, remember? And the whole movie is based off of, hey, your liver failed. I can put a piece of robot in you. And that's the reverse. It's the same thing. Like, you're taking your memories and putting it into a computer. What about taking a computer, putting it into you? Now you have this heart that pumps, that's it's 100% whatever. Well, and I think about that in the same contrast.
But here's the weird thing, right? And I know we talked about this a long time ago. We talked about genetic memory.
Oh,
right?
110%.
We talked about how people get heart transplants and all of a sudden they start having memories of things they've never done before.
I believe it.
And then they go back to the donor's family and they're like, did this person do this? Did they do this? Did they do that? And then the donor's family confirms
110%.
all the memories that he's having.
I believe it. Yep.
Which also ties into certain things
Twins.
Which ties into people with, I've had a past life. Well, what if it's you didn't have a past life that you're remembering? What if it's memories that were transferred through your DNA and you're remembering something that happened to your great cousin?
I know you're not going to know this, but I'm going to say it out loud because it's funny. This is the Assassin's Creed theme.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No.
I figured you didn't. It's dumb. I don't even want to get into that. Entire fucking year of me thinking you're going to be stabbing clergy guys in the medieval round table, and in the first scene you load in, you're in a space station, and they're like, hey man, let me get your DNA so you can go back in time and show us some memories. That's the whole thing. And then they made 9 of those games, bro. God damn it. You could have done 9 games on one fucking guy and it would have been the same, right?
Right. So the thing is it a sin? I don't have an answer for that.
I don't either.
Because I guess it depends on what you do with that data.
Listen, I want to know what he thinks of Harry Potter. Because, I mean, it's the religious side of it. I mean, Harry Potter's not a religion, but it's interesting to see that we, across the realm, you and I have talked about this.
You know what's more interesting?
That there are rules.
You know what's even more interesting? They've convinced little kids that practicing magic is okay.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh,
you want to talk about blasphemy? Well,
this podcast is fucked up.
It's
I don't
totally
even
fucked.
know.
It's totally
We're
fucked.
digging right into this in the next one, too. And
All
it's
right,
funny
good.
that you bring it up.
Good.
Should we here? You know what? Like, we're just going to timestamp it right there with our boys' question. We don't have an answer. It is unknown.
Unknown.
I don't know what to say because I know I'm not speaking for my man Joe Skelly, but I know my man supports modern day medicine, and I would consider that to be modern day medicine if it was used. And I'm doing the air quotes with my hands so you can't see them. But if we're talking about why we'd be doing that, seems like it'd be medical, right? Like, hey, I want to save and preserve my memoirs of my geisha, you know?
Or what if they just downloaded your memories and they put it at your burial site, and when your family showed
fuck
up,
all that.
they could push a button.
Nope.
And you could it'd be like an AI you.
Nope.
And just recounting fond memories that you shared with that
Nobody
person.
needs that of me. All you do, you're like, hey, what would happen if you gave this to Tyler? And somebody's going to be like, well, he'd yell at you and then he'd throw it away. And nobody needs that shit. You fucking bring that back? Get out of here. No. All
right.
It's fucking no. Let's move on to the next episode because I want to pick Joe Skelly's brains about some new stuff. So make sure you come back to next week's episode. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. We appreciate all of you out there.
Oh, 100%.
Keep writing us.
Hold on. I'm going to do one more thing before we get off.
Do it.
Hey, to all those listeners over in jolly old England, I posted something on our Twitter feed. I'm really interested in hearing about some of the crazy urban legends that you all have, or urban lore, or ghost stories, or witch stories, or whatever you might have about haunted places. Hell, you could even talk about the vampire hunters in that famous cemetery over there. But write the show and let us know about some of the crazy stuff that goes on in jolly old England.
Bro, why are you trying to...
Or Scotland.
What? All right, let's go back to it then. We were on the comedy bit. We were doing pretty well.
No. That's I want to know from my own personal knowledge. It doesn't have to be about... The show doesn't have to...
Stop knocking on doors we don't want to fucking open. A man has no filter over here. This is 97 seconds of fucking, I don't know what, Bays Boys podcast coming at you.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, give us a 5-star rating, tell your friends, join Patreon.
Yes, and understand that there is no AI here. We're not a duplicate clone of Joe Rogan. Like, we ain't about that life.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to NotJoeRogansPodcast.com for
sponsoring us.
For sponsoring us yet again.
They're amazing. Thank you. That's it.